whenever I come into rooms like this, my intention is to share something that will help you make a check in the next 60 days or less. So, did you hear what he just said? What niche is he talking about that we should all be learning right now?
Downsizers and
probates.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So, if you don't already call on probates, anybody ever call expireds in this room or for sale by owners?
Oh yeah.
Don't look.
Not one. Okay. So what's the reason why you don't want to call? Because they heard from 50 people, they're going to cuss you out, all these things, right?
Yeah, don't call them the day they expire because 500 people call them.
So
That doesn't work.
I don't like being yelled at on the phone.
Yeah.
to the doctor's point, if you're calling probates, if you're getting a list of people who passed away, Arab affidavits here, and you're offering a service, hey, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. Do you have anyone that's evaluated the property so that you can decide whether it's better to keep it, rent it, or whatever's best for your family? Has anyone given you that service for free yet? Is that a very different phone call than, hey, your listing just expired?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And how many people do you think are calling them? Not many. So this is a really good source right now for people who are looking for motivated listings. And what was the other thing he touched on? What do people not have right now if they're selling? Equity. A lot of people in our area don't have equity in their homes. How are you going to sell a home for less than what it's worth? Right? Do any of you have relationships with the sub-2 community or creative financing? That's the first thing I would do if I were you. A lot of sub-2 financing is how I'm doing most of my deals, and they're paying me finder's fees, which are the same as sometimes even more than a commission. And it's because what they're looking for is that 2% rate, that 3% rate. And you know, maybe you're people they really want to move. The daughter just went to college in North Carolina. They want to go see her play volleyball, but they don't want to lose their 2% rate, right? The sub-2 financer is going to give them the price that they want. You're going to make a fee. They get to move. You're a hero because no other agent in this market can do that for them.
And there are title companies that will close it, like us, and there are attorneys that we can refer you to that will write it up. And we do know some lenders that will do it too. They'll help with the paperwork.
Yep. Are you talking about a wrap? Is that what you're
It's like a seller financing. It's a sub-2.
Yeah, a creative financing is
Creative
sub-2,
financing.
like a
so-
novates.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that you can also do is learn wholesale. Has anyone ever worked with a wholesaler in here? You have?
Yes.
Aren't the fees like crazy?
Yes.
Well, we see it from that side, from the lending side all the time, so it's, people go out, they wholesale a contract, and it's like, sure.
I have agents that are like, is this legal?
Yeah, they make a quick $5,000 or $10,000, it's like, okay, well, good for you, and you just sold the contract essentially, so.
It's not illegal, but you definitely need to keep your wits about you.
So as long as you're being honest with people, hey, I'm an agent. Because if you're, sometimes you cold call people and they'll say, well, what's your offer? And you're like, I'm an agent. They're like, they don't care. They're like, what's your offer? And if they say something like, yeah, you know what, I would take $250 for this property, and you as an agent know that you can sell it for $280, but they're telling you, I don't want to go on the market.
Well,
Bring me $250. Buy that property and make the $30,000, or assign it. You don't have to
Yeah.
buy it, you can assign it. So now instead of 3% of $250, you just made $30,000. I don't know which is better. I'm a realtor, we don't know numbers, right?
Well, and plus some title companies won't touch it. Some companies do not like the pass-throughs and the double close and the assignments. They don't like it. So you do have to know who likes it. And I know that I have staff that will do it. But it's also, they also have to realize too, when they're doing a transaction like this, that there's a chance if it's not done correctly, they may have to, it may not get assigned right. And they just have to, but most smart investors realize that, and wholesalers know that there's always a chance it's gonna have to be played out like a normal transaction. And they know it.
Well, again, keeping your wits about you, like I think that's what is great about having such a good resource with our underwriters and with the lender,
Yes.
having that all kind of full circle, everybody's communicating, where you can figure out how to kind of problem solve different things and what needs to happen, and then you have, yeah, exactly, and stay compliant. So
Yeah.
I think
The agent of the future is gonna have to know more than just sticking a sign in the yard.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Exactly.
you're gonna have to learn these things whether or not it feels good to us if you wanna stay in the business.
That's very true. And also, one of the things Lindsay mentioned is knowing your underwriters. This is one of our underwriters, Westport, right here. Steve and Maribel, did I say that?
Mabel.
Mabel, sorry. I just
Maribel,
it went
I like
like,
her.
that's pretty though, Mabel. Mabel's pretty too. But they are to the individuals with Westport that we go to. So you want to have a title company that's able to, they know who they're talking to, the people know us, and they know what we're working with, and so that they're going to answer the phone. It's not like we're just calling a plant and you don't know who you're going to get. So that's where we're very fortunate. So, and y'all are probably seeing about the same thing.
We do. We see a
He's-
lot of it, and there's, just like you said, seller finance. There's not many deals we don't turn down. I mean, we try to work to get the deal across the finish line for you guys. And it's important because you can do it by dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and it's insurable. The ones that want to cut corners, that get frustrated that their entity's not set up properly or something else, we give them specific instructions. And sometimes they just don't want to do it, but if they do it, the deal's done. It's insured, and you close the deal and you move on.
Title company is so integral to those transactions.
And ahead of time, not at the 11th hour when the barn's burning and you pull this one out of the fire. It's like,
Yeah, the
like
day
she was
before
talking
closing.
about. Yeah, she was talking about talk to your title agent because we're their partner, we're their backstop, and it's not a by the hour fee for the buyer. So we're the backstop to help get this across the finish line, and that's the important part, I think, for the business, so that the industry can grow and we grow our business with great partners.
Well, and I think like just piggyback off of what Jessica said too. The agents that don't necessarily keep up with their education and like understand exactly the full extent of what they're doing with certain transactions, especially those wholesale ones where it can be a little tricky, where we kind of get it all the time, and I'm sure like on the lending side too, and the underwriters, where we'll have a newer agent or maybe an agent that's not as educated come to us, and maybe it's something that we have stipulations for. Like we need certain things to happen, and they'll go, oh, well, I'll just go to this other title company and they'll close it. Well, but they don't know enough to know that that's not necessarily the greatest thing. You know, you don't want it to just close. You want it to be legal in every aspect of where it doesn't come back to bite your clients in the butt.
Right.
So I think especially having an agent that knows and keeps up with compliance and understands and has those relationships where it's like everybody has their trust in everybody else, and they're not just trying to, okay, I'm gonna close it.
Right.
Well, and a lot of times they're going to tell you, oh, I'll just go to the other title company. They don't
Yeah.
do that. Well, they end up doing it, telling them the same thing we told them,
Yeah.
or that the other title company told them.
Yeah.
Because
or they say, okay, I'll do it, and then a year from now, then
Right.
they get a call saying, oh, there's been a claim and blah blah blah, and you might have to be disposed and
Oh, yeah.
or
Right.
whatever.
Well,
So-
and the thing is too, is like if any entity, like a wholesaler or anyone that's got an LLC, if they tell you they don't need, that we don't need their state docs, yeah, we do. And
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
out of state, they eventually have to register with Texas. I love it when they'll tell us, nobody asked for that, and I'm like, yeah, they do. I'm sitting here finishing legal 2 myself, and I'm like, it's right there, plain as day. They're going to ask you for it, and it is what it is, and you know, so just yeah, you have to know that they're going to try to pull whatever they can on you, but no.
I
they
think
do it.
everybody's probably favorite sentence in this room that they've ever heard is, well, my last closing didn't have to do that. Or my last realtor didn't have to do that.
Right.
That's like
My
my
last-
Or my last lender, my last lender, my last
And you're
lender.
like, do tell.
Yep.
That's like my favorite sentence in the world.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What about the ones that say title is rubber stamp? And I'm like, obviously you're not the title.
Right. Yes. We appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
One
It was great information.
point out, Results Roofing, he was here for a little bit. He is fantastic. If you need a good roofer, you need someone, they will go out there. They're not going to charge you just to consult, just to see it. They're not going to bug you. And they do a great job. They work with you, they work with your insurance company, and they will, if you have a house on the market, they will do the cash, they'll do the cash payment and closing for the roof if the house is on the market. So that is one thing that they will work with you with. And then Diane was upkeep, she was here, and she also represents a great inspector. I think it's Inspect 360, I believe that's his name. And So if you need a good inspector, again, we've got 2 or 3 that we work with that we really love. And or if you need a survey, please reach out to us because we know where to send you for all of that. So they're ones that we've used and that we vetted and we trust. So but y'all, thank you for coming and talking. Y'all, we appreciate it.